kid did, and my eyes weren't open. I was like, oh shit, he's right there. Wow. I was like, oh fuck, they've always been right in front of me all these years. And I just closing my eyes. We're just throwing crazy haymakers.
That's crazy.
And then finally I was like, oh shit, I can fight okay. And then since I was used to taking so many punches, there was times fools would kick my ass and start getting tired, and then I'd be like, oh shit, I think I might be able to win because he's tired of punching me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, fuck. There's a lot of little Mexican kids when I was a kid that could fight hella good. They fucking boxed. That Barry's boxing and shit. That shit was popular when I was a little kid. But all the Mexican kids like were hella into boxing, and I was like, fuck. I come home, my nose be all red, and fucking I have lumps on my fucking forehead. Because they'd be punching me so many times. Like, I'd only punch them once, they punched me like 5 times.
Damn.
And I'd be like trying to tell my dad I did it playing football or somebody the queer or something. And then fucking, when I got in like high school, that's when I realized like how good of wrestling and how good of punching I could do. And then I was sober. So there were so many times where I got in fights with people that were drunk.
That's crazy.
And I
Kids
beat
were
'em up
drinking
because of it. Yeah.
Drinking at school. We're drinking after school.
And I beat them up because of it. And everybody would think, oh, you can fight good. And I'm like, no, that fool was just drunk. And they'd be like, well, fucking, it all counts. And I'm like, yeah.
It's crazy.
But where I live now, everybody wants to pull guns out.
In Washington?
Uh-huh.
Like, so any, like, say a road rage incident,
Yeah.
people will fool.
Or like if I was at the bar and talking shit, they'll try to
Pull a
get me
strap.
outside and shoot me.
That's crazy.
I'm like, you
It's a small
little
town,
ass
too.
motherfucker, Yeah.
You get away with it.
My job tonight, actually. Cowboy dudes all drunk, got off the party bus, straight to the party.
Fighting who?
Each other.
For real?
They're like jumping one guy.
Hey, bro, I've been seeing so many cowboy people coming in my job lately.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where was
Rodeo.
AWAC? Like, he went to basic?
Yeah.
Where was he when all this stuff was going on? Like, did he was just wrestling, chilling?
Yeah, like, this is the thing about Aaron, man. He's fucking... Aaron was like the shit, dog. He fucking... When we were in school, you know, he was the fastest kid. And I never seen him lose a foot race.
He's fast.
He'd get to the fence
That's
and
some
back
big,
faster
that's
than
some
him.
big calves.
Yeah, he was so the quickest kid in the school every year. And the thing was, Aaron still had fun. Like going out partying, smoking weed, getting girlfriends. But he would still get good grades. And he had a job working like at some Italian restaurant when he was like 16, making bank.
That's
And he
crazy.
bought a car hella quick, and he got his driver's license before any of us. And he smoked weed, and sometimes he'd do like coke and shit. And
Oh, shit. Hey, Wizard.
yeah, and like he
That's-
was going.
That was
he
like
going
one of my
wrestle,
movies.
and he played football, and he would win in wrestling. And I'd be like, damn, this fool's up all night drinking, smoking weed.
That's like Allen
And then he
Iverson.
would go to like a wrestling tournament and get first place. And I used to tell him, damn, Aaron, imagine if you just, like, all you did was train.
That's like what John Jones do.
Like, you fucking got a
It's
job.
like Johnny Manziel.
You're getting good grades in school. You fucking got 2 girlfriends.
That's
You
crazy.
got 3 side chicks. You got freaking, he does work.
King of God.
You know, he worked out. He used to run the school. We'd been in the school bus, and he'd be fucking next to the bus, and the bus would leave, and he'd be running behind us. And we'd get to school, and then like 20 minutes later, Aaron would come up all sweaty and fucking go change his clothes.
Bro's running to school.
Yeah, he'd go change his clothes and shit.
That looks crazy.
And I'm like, damn, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I got this tournament coming up.
Oh, kind
I'm
of
trying to get in shape, yeah. And I'd be like, fuck. We go to Mesquite, and it'd be like the best in Utah, the best in Arizona, the best in Nevada. They all meet up in Mesquite. Big ass bracket. Down to the champs. And then fucking Aaron Martinez. He won all weekend.
That's
Boom,
crazy.
boom, 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 boom. It was just him and this guy named Mark Woods for the #1 championship spot. Aaron Martinez from Basic High School. He beat everybody, all these high schools from Arizona, all these high schools from Nevada, and all these high schools from Utah that met right there in Mesquite. And Aaron fucking beat that fool in the final fucking overtime. They went into
So they
overtime,
had points tied up? Then?
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
the time ran out, and then the next person who scored won. They said go. That fool, they had one light hanging from the ceiling, the mat.
Yeah.
The whole fucking college, the campus was all watching everybody. and all the high school stayed, you know.
That's crazy.
And I was sitting right there on the mat
How'd
watching
you
that
get there?
shit. Huh?
How'd you get there?
I drove with him.
Oh.
Me and Aaron drove.
In high school?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then fucking, I
That
was
is
with
wild.
Dylan, his brother Dylan,
Yeah.
and his brother Johnny.
Yeah,
His mom and
Dylan,
dad,
Johnny's
and
the older
everybody
one.
was there. Yeah, his mom and dad and everybody was there.
That's
And
crazy.
then everybody's cheering for Aaron, but everybody's cheering for that Mark Woods because Aaron beat everybody. Aaron was beating everybody that stayed, you know. So they were like, "Fuck, hopefully he loses," you know. And then fucking that guy had a certain move. He'd pick you up and he'd like have you in the air because he was big, tall, lanky dude like you. He'd pick him up and he'd slam you on your back
Ooh.
and he'd try to pin you like that, kind of give you the Saturday night ride or whatever they call
Like
it.
a little suplex.
You put your legs, his legs underneath yours, and then he gets you behind the neck, and he just like cradles you backwards, and your feet are like that. You're on your back, and your feet are up, and then he pins you. And he picked Aaron up, and everybody's like, "Oh shit," because they knew that dude's move, like, "Oh." And he slammed Aaron, but Aaron like took it. He like bounced, and like turned him, and got like the reverse.
Yeah.
Got Aaron
So he
comes
scored the
back,
point.
yeah, and then Aaron won. The whole place was like screaming, "Ah, oh!" and then basically everybody stood up, "Yeah, we won!" A little ass fucking high school. They had like 14 wrestlers. Everybody else had like 20 plus.
Damn.
Aaron used to have to wrestle twice in each tournament. They wrestled one high school, and it'd be all the wrestlers versus that high school. And Aaron would wrestle and beat one of them, and then all of his other wrestlers would wrestle those guys, and then Aaron would get at the end of the line and wrestle again. And then the fool would be like 20 pounds heavier than him sometimes.
What kind of weight cuts?
He was 145, but sometimes they let him go up to 170s. 165, they let him wrestle up.
That's a big.
Just to score points, because if you don't have enough people to wrestle, you have to forfeit those guys, and then they get the points, you know. Because it's a team thing. At the end of the game, whoever scored the most points, that wrestling team won. You know, one guy can win all day long, but if it's other teammates didn't score a lot, at the end when they add up the points, you could lose that way, you know. And then fucking Aaron used to be like, "Oh, I'll wrestle again," instead of forfeiting. And then the judges would be like, "Okay, you want to do it?" And then Aaron would win and get the points again. So it's like like if you had to box twice, you know. But everybody's just only had to box once. But Aaron was like, "Fuck, I'll box again." And then it was a whole weekend thing. And it was hella funny because me and Dylan went out to the fucking dugout in the baseball field with our high school to go smoke some weed. And we got busted.
Oh.
They took me and Dylan to jail. And then when I pulled up to the jail, it said jail. And I was like, "Hey, I'm only 17. And they're like, "Oh shit, you're only 17? We don't even have a juvenile out here. We just thought you were over 18. And I was like, "Yeah, no one's even talking. This is the most unprofessional thing I've ever been involved in. You guys don't even know about age and shit. Like,
You don't even know why.
they didn't even ask too many questions. They just got us with weed and pipe, and they're like, "Oh, you're going to jail, little ass town cop." And then fucking, they ended up keeping Dylan in there because he was 21. You're right, because they were like all up on it with flashlights in the daytime and shit, you know.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's how weak they were. Yeah, I was like, "Man, you're fucking weird. You couldn't make it on HPD 1 week." And fucking, they bring me through the front door as a visitor. They're like, "Okay, we're gonna bring you in the front door and as a visitor." They took the cuffs off, and they're like, "We're gonna ask you a couple questions." And they take me in there, and they call my mom and say, "We got your son. He's smoking weed." She's like, "Oh, all mad." They're like, "Your mom's pissed," and I'm like, "Fuck." And then Dylan's mom pulls up, and they're like, "You know her?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my friend's mom. That's who I came with, all their family." They're like, "Oh." Well. And they asked my mom, "Could we release him to Dylan's mom?" And she said, "Yeah." And then they let me go. And then she stayed there at the jail to try to help Dylan. And I almost missed Aaron's final match because we went out to smoke because there was a big ass like intermission. And that's when I got arrested. And then they were like, I was like, "Well, how can I get a ride back to the high school?" And they're like, "Oh, we can't do that. You gotta walk." And I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna miss that damn tournament," you know. And then they were like, there was paw prints leading from the jail all the way to the high school, and like footprints leading from the jail all the way to the hospital, painted on the road. So you knew where to go. Like if you see those prints, you could follow them either to the jail or to the hospital or to the high school.
That's crazy.
And then both of them led to the police station and to the hospital, but And the high school led to the police station, and the hospital led to the police station. So, and he was like, if you follow those wolf prints, it was like a coyote or something. He was like, if you follow those prints, it'll take you all the way to high school. And dog, I'm not even lying, I ran. My big ass ran, dog, like a mile.
Damn.
And I probably ran it in like maybe 15 minutes, but I didn't stop chugging.
That's crazy.
And I ran the whole way. And I came to the high school. And you know how when you go into a gym, you have to bust through the double doors, and then there's like a trophy room with the drinking fountains, and then you go through the other double doors, and then you're right behind the back rim, you know? I busted through, boom. I busted through again, boom. And right when I was right there, the fucking light, they turned off all the lights, and there was that one light hanging, and him and Aaron were like shaking hands about to go. And I
That's
just
crazy.
barely missed it. I made to watch it, you know? And they were like shaking hands, and the dude's like, okay, ready, go. It struck one. Right when my eyes busted, it was like, go. I was like meant to be. And they were like, oh,
Movie.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a movie for sure.
And then the cops were like, what are you doing? The ones that just arrested me, I was like, oh, I got released. I told you I was only 17. They released me to his mom. And then Dylan's mom never came. They fucking found out she was drinking. They smelled alcohol in her breath. And they got all mad at her because she drove to the thing drunk. But they were like, we can't let you leave. So fucking her and Dylan ended up missing it. And me and Johnny and his dad watched there and fucking beat that fool in overtime. And it was so sick, dog, because I was screaming, oh, 145, you couldn't even handle 145 pounds. And this nigga was smoking weed and drinking and shit and fucking bitches all week. And I swear the dude that we fucking lost, that Mark Woods, when I was sleeping in the hotel, and I just heard like rumbling, like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I looked out the window and I seen a bunch of fools jogging. And I'm all fucking hungover because we were drinking alcohol. And I was smoking weed. This was, we didn't win yet.
Oh.
This was like the first night because it was a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday night tournament. When I was staying in the hotel, like the second morning, I heard like some rumbling, like right when the sun came up, like rumbling. And I looked out the fucking window and I seen them fools jogging, the rest of the kids. And that Mark Woods was in the front. He had like sweatpants and sweatshirt. I seen him running, and I was like, damn. And Aaron's all fucking hungover. Beer cans everywhere, blunt roaches everywhere. It's fucking, we're all fucked up. And I'm like, damn, that's their feet. It was their feet. Because there was like 5 of them, you know, 5 dudes running. And you could hear their feet. And I was like, fuck. And all morning, they just kept going around the parking lot. I mean, the hotel that we were staying at. It was probably like if they were running around this block all the way to like, you know, just back and forth like this. So like every like 5 or 10 minutes, you'd see them go back by. Like, fuck, I kept hearing it. For like 3 hours they ran. I was like, man, these fools are taking it serious. Aaron's all puking up red shit in the toilet.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, fuck. And then I was like, dude, I know this fool's the one that's gonna win. Like Saturday, he won again. And then Sunday, they were out there jogging the next morning. I was like, fuck. And this fool, we were still smoking. We bring 2 bottles of Crown Royal, and we bring like fucking like an ounce of bud, like a sack of weed like this. We just smoked it, me, Aaron, and Dylan. And fucking, he would just he'd be in the fucking bathroom coughing. And then he'd get in his car, and then ride to the gym, and then Aaron's first match would go, and he'd still be coughing from that bong rip. And I'd be like, Dad, that bong rip still got you? Because it was so big, you know? Like literally 15 minutes from like the last time he hit it to like wrestling some fool. And I'm like, he just woke up. He didn't even fucking shower. That fool hit the bong, coughed his lungs up, and he's wrestling some fool still coughing from the bong rip. And he win and shit. And it was so fucking fun. But I was like, looked up to Aaron. Like I was like proud to be his homie. Because he was so athletic with shit. And he could ride dirt bikes and fucking work hella hard. There'd be fools with 5-gallon buckets of rock going up the hill. 1 bucket in one hand, 1 bucket in the other. Aaron would get 2 in one hand, 2 and go faster than the other fools. I'm like, fuck, man, slow down, you're making us look bad. And I'd be like, fuck, like, that fool's a real savage. You know, like everything he did, like he fucking did that shit. So it was real sad to me when he got hooked on drugs and shit, you know what I mean? Because I thought Aaron was like a superhero, you know? Like I was like, ain't nothing stopping that fool no matter what. But that really fucked him up.
No, it
He
did.
repoed his car. They repoed his
real.
street bike.
Lost
We
everything.
lost Holly. Lost the house and the pool.
Everything.
Lost it. His whole life got flushed down the toilet, man, over some fucking pills. You know, and Aaron likes to be up and go fast. You know, the weed mellowed him out, but he didn't want to be asleep. But that shit would make him fucking, you know, that heroin makes you nod out.
Yeah.
And I was smoking weed with him one day, and I was like, damn, here, Aaron. I look over and he's not taking. I'm like, and he was sleeping.
Ooh.
I was like, Aaron. And he's like, oh shit, this is some bomb ass weed.
Damn, that was the story.
And I'm like, man, I've watched you smoke so much weed before. There's no way you can get high off of 2 hits.
Knew someone.
And I was like, you're already on something. And I remember going to his bathroom. I seen like some blue powder. I was like, blue powder. The pills are blue. Oh, this fool's crushing up the pills and snorting them. Damn.
That's crazy.
And I watched his muscles go down a little bit.
Yeah, he got
his
skinny.
face sucked in.
Yeah, he got so skinny.
I was just like, damn, man. I played dumb. You know, because Waldo, he always been getting high ever since high school, but he always kept a job. You know, he wasn't in and out of jail. He didn't let his hygiene go. But I'd be around some of them fools, their hands would be filthy and their pants would be all gross, bones all gross, Marky's losing his mind. Fucking Nicole starting to get high, Marie, Florencia, you know, all your uncles and shit, you know. And it was just like, man, like, next thing you know, someone's gonna be trying to tap on me. And you guys moved to Minnesota. And I was just here with everybody, dog. And I was like, man, I gotta go too. So I fucking moved.
You gotta go.
But look at it, you know, at least I dodged that shit.
For real.
You know, I'm not saying that I would still be, I never did it. I never took meth. I never took pills. I never took no Xanax like that. I don't be drinking. I just smoke weed. But fucking, it just sucked because you guys were like my best little homies, man. And knowing that you guys moved back after a while, I was like, oh fuck, they moved back. Because I kicked it with you guys your whole lives. Up until you guys moved.
That's crazy too to think about.
You know, I held you hella quick, like 3 hours before all your uncles, you know what I mean? Because you were born on the same day as Tommy, so they were all busy over there with fucking Tommy. Because Kelly was in this hospital room and Jolena was in the one next to it, two rows down having him. Because Hylas, Tommy had little Tommy and Jolena had your brother on the same exact day.
In the same hospital.
Same exact
Easy tiny
hospital. And the same exact, your dad had his second son, as Tommy had his first son, baby Tommy. Because you were born first. You were the only baby. And then Jolena got pregnant and Kelly got pregnant.
LJ.
And then fucking,
LJ, bro.
and then this will happen to get born on 6605, right? And then fucking same day as Aaron Martinez's birthday, so Aaron was all happy. And then freaking Kelly drank that castor oil shit, and they went for a walk at the fucking Duck Creek. And then they called like 10 minutes later, like, hey, come pick us up. Just something's happening.
That's
And
crazy.
Jalena's like, fucking, oh, something's happening too, you know? So they went to the hospital. They're in the hospital, and they had their fucking kid the same fucking day. Tommy and
It was like out
Jace
in
was-
Florida.
yeah.
Something like that.
So I was in there with Jace holding them, but they're all like over there too. So I was like, you know, and you're just a little baby, fucking,
LJ.
hey Arnold and shit.
My mom showed me a video of the hospital footage.
Yeah, you were
Crazy.
So it was weird. It was just weird. Cause we really kicked it. You know, your dad got busy. He was working all the time. But I just, you know, sold weed and chilled all the time. So I was like kicking it with Christina. Remember that white girl I used to kick it
Christina
with
Marie.
in Brooklyn?
I remember,
Man, I
I
can't
remember a
believe-
big mason jar one time.
Yeah,
And,
man.
and Uncle Richard lived on right off water.
yeah.
And I came in and you're like, I was like, what's that? You're like, I make money. It's like, alright.
Sometimes I look back, I'm like, I can't believe Richie pulled Marie. I'm like, damn.
Oh,
It's crazy
yeah.
to think about. I would have ran the game back then. I'm telling you, I would have ran the game. Nah, I don't know. You never know. I was born in a different era. But that's what I was gonna say. Uncle Aaron came back strong as
Yeah,
hell.
he is really.
That's crazy.
I seen him. His little cousin died like last year.
Who? Do we know
JoJo.
I've heard that name.
He lives on the corner of Raleigh and Price. That brick wall Phil, the Mexican fool Philemon.
Oh.
And then his brother JoJo.
Wait, the little Mexican dude? His cousin? With the nose?
Yeah, with the nose.
You serious?
Yeah, his little brother.
Phil's little brother.
Yeah. Phil's the one with like the kind of square nose. Little Raiders fan.
Yeah, little Mexican
kind
guy.
of stubby.
Yeah, that guy's funny as hell.
Yeah, he got like a crazy voice on him. Like
his voice is sick. He can do like voice acting.
Yeah,
for
he's fucking cool. His little brother Joey, he always had heart problems since he was a little kid.
Damn.
But he passed away, and then I came down, and it was like maybe in April or something. I just came down for the funeral, and I seen Aaron there. And Aaron was like, "Oh shit, I was just talking about you." You know, all his teeth were still there. And he looked a lot stronger and shit. But he looked tired in his face, you know.
So the kids
I just don't age like that, you know. Like I might have a little gray right here. Some of my little sister
Your
passed
face
away.
doesn't age.
Yeah, but like I still have like
face
face,
is like
yeah.
tight
And then,
skin.
yeah, and then he was just like fucking all Aaron again. Like he was cool.
Yeah.
Because I didn't bring nothing up in the past, and I didn't try to make him feel any type of way, like if I was being judgmental or something, you know. Because I'm not like that, you know. I was friends with everybody. I don't give a fuck if you had a dirty room or your fucking feet stunk, you know. I was still gonna be cool with your Uncle Richard, you know what I mean? I was still gonna be cool with Bone. You know, like them fools were some dirty, nasty motherfuckers, but you know, I was still cool with them. I wasn't gonna be judgmental.
I mean, yeah.
That loaded my next question. How did Bone bust his chin that one time when I was little? It was all like green and stitched
I
up.
think he crashed over here on the.
Cause I remember him saying he fell.
You know that dirt lot? Oh, maybe there was a couple of times he fucked his face up.
Cause he had stitches on his chin.
Yeah, he on that dirt lot at the end of Price right here in Raleigh, where the four-way stop sign, that dirt lot that's fenced off. There used to be big boulders.
Speaker Tom used to ride up and down his
They
bike.
made bike jumps out of them.
Yeah, I seen Tom.
They took the boulder like this, and then they packed dirt right here, so you could hit it. And he fucking jumped it on a mountain bike, and it kind of gave that spring effect where it kicked the back up, and he landed on his face and fucking. He slid on his face for a while, like, and then scorpion.
I remember his face being pussed.
Yeah, and that shit was all fucking infected and shit. That could have been one, but he fell all drunk, getting all drunk, falling. Bone got fucked up a bunch like that. Wrecked his car a couple times.
Bone looked crazy though. I remember he used to have that Dodge. That Dodge
Yeah.
truck.
The white one? Oh yeah, that gray one.
The
Yeah,
gray one with the black wheels.
Yeah,
that
the
thing was
loud ass
quick.
exhaust. It was a long bed and shit.
That's
Fucking
crazy.
he crashed that. I was with him when we crashed too.
That's
Got
crazy.
paid. Yeah, got paid.
It's
But yeah, man, it was just sad seeing Aaron, and then now that he's doing good with those kids, it's like fuck. He fucking got lucky because he could still be running around here like Florencia or fucking Richard.
He had a strong mind. He overcame
Yeah,
it.
he had to get the fuck out of here.
We were hanging out with him on his come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me he went out to eat with you guys or something.
Yeah, we went like cliff jumping.
Yeah, well, out at the
Nelson's.
Nelson's, yeah.
Kick it with him. He would talk about it. It was tight.
Yeah, like well, I'm telling you, we all kicked it tough, man. Like your dad like never lied to you guys. Like anytime you guys would be 7 years old and you guys could ask your dad like some real crazy ass question and he'll tell you the truth. Even though like you were 7 and you probably didn't even need to be knowing that.
He would tell us the truth.
You know, just with things like maybe you'd be like, oh, he's too young to be told that, but he would just be like, oh, you want to see someone get killed for real? Look at what, you know? Watch some dude get popped in the head with a fucking 9 or something. But traces of death videos. Because your dad be watching some weird ass videos, you know, and you guys used to watch them sometimes.
Bro, I was gonna ask someone.
Hey, you want to hear some funny ass shit about you though?
What's up?
One time, you found a porno case
I
to a
did.
DVD.
I remember
And there
that.
was hella bitches on it, and you just loved it.
I remember that.
You were like-
That's when we had the
2.
apartment over at the.
Yeah, you were like 2 years old.
No, I remember that. I'm so
And
serious.
you just can't, it was there was no DVD in there, but you
There
just like
wasn't.
looking at the bitches on there. And you'd be like, oh.
No, for real. I remember that. The lady had a piercing on her shit. She had a. One of the girls had a piercing on her
Yeah, I
shit.
remember laughing so hard I come in, you'd have it like this.
That was my stuff.
You were
bro.
like that. And you were like laying on the basketball one day. You were like squatted down on the basketball.
It's my dark
You had that fucking that book, and you were like hiding it. I was like, "What are you doing, Isla? What do you got?" You were just like looking at me, and like you really didn't even talk. You were so young, and you were like looking back, and I was like, "What's you got?" And I ripped it out of your hand. I did like one of these. What do you got? And I ripped it out. And you were just like waiting for me like to give it back. And I'm like, "What? This is what you're hiding? Oh, you weirdo."
No, I remember I used to put it in my mom's closet over there to hide it.
And Julian would be like, "I don't know why he likes it so much, but I think it's because there's girls' tits out." And you
like
just
seeing
stare at it. You just stare at it all, and you could tell like you were really looking at things on
I was
it.
analyzing for real. No, I remember the details of like their bodies. Like I swear to
Yeah,
this
so there's a bunch of pictures all over on the
Yes.
back of it. On like the front, there was a couple girls, but like on the back, it showed like the porn scene, like
day. It did.
pictures. But it would just be like a picture of it.
I used to
you know?
look at the back the most, and I opened the case was white.
Yeah, it was white. Yeah, it was
Told
white.
you.
It was a white DVD.
That's that memory on 10.
It was a white case, plastic, and it was clear wrap, but it was kind of like a white. The whole thing was kind of white and black,
Yo,
with like little pictures on the back,
yo.
and they were like square white squares around the pictures. And there was probably like 7 or 8 of them on there, and I was like, man, you really love that shit. It was just like a toy to you, but you knew how to you knew that it was to look at.
That's how you knew I was going to be straight like Hezzo. Hey,
That's what was wearing dresses at that
we call Hunter Hezzo.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we knew he ain't like he a little.
He's gay.
Yeah,
I
he's a
think
little
he's
fruity.
gay.
Yeah, he's a little zesty.
He might be.
But he was
gay.
always born like that.
For real?
Yeah, he always kind of had that kind of soft.
So you probably know it better than me
You
because
know.
I feel like he's always been like.
Well, it wasn't
He was
compared to
always
you
wearing
guys.
dresses.
You guys were real hard. Cause you guys grew up Chuck Liddell, and this fool was like George St. Pierre, and you guys used to fucking MMA it up, hella tough, for hours. You guys were going at it. Jason be fucking sweating, and you be fucking choking him out, and Jason be like, "No, I'm gonna get it back." And he had to get you like his choke back.
I go 1 in 10.
And then he would
That
get you like
one-
in an arm
that
bar,
one
and
is
then
worth
finally
it,
you'd
bro.
like tap out, and then I'm like, fuck. And then Jason would be kind of pissed, and I'm like, Jace, why are you mad? You're 5 years old, doing some shit that Hylas is doing at 7 years old for the first time. Like I used to gas you up because sometimes you jump out the tree with no shoes, dog. You jump out, boom, you hit the ground, and then Hylas would be like, fuck, I don't know if I should, fuck it. And then Hylas would do it, boom, you hit. And then you fucking, I'd be like, look, Jace, you're doing the same thing Hylas is doing 2 years before he ever did it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're 7, just imagine the shit you're gonna be doing that he didn't even do at that age. And then you'd be like this, you'd be like, it makes sense in your head. You're like, oh, okay, I'm 5,
Philosopher.
he's 7. We both just jumped up the tree for the first time. But I'm 5 and he's 7. I could do shit at 5 that he took him 7. You know, like you were like 7 years old doing it for the
I
first
was
time.
timid, for real. I was timid.
But
About
Jason would
getting
do it
hurt.
the first time with you. You know what I mean? Like remember when you guys used to play football outside for fucking like hours, and Jace just not want to give up until he scored. You remember, and he'd be gone. His hair was kind of long at the time. And you guys were just growing it out. He didn't have no shoes on ever. And he'd be fucking running. Your
My feet
tongue,
would be black.
yeah, your toenails would be bleeding sometimes. You wouldn't.
Oh,
give a
yeah,
fuck.
sometimes I scrape my
You'd
foot.
fucking rip your nail off, and you'd be like, throw it again. And fucking Leo and Anthony would be out there. You guys be playing all hard with fucking Justin Berry.
Shout out Justin.
I've
Fucking
seen
you
that
guys
guy.
be getting down, and I'll be like, fuck. And then they would always end with Jace with the football, like fucking this, running down the street, finally scoring. I'm like, fuck, dog, you're fucking 6 scoring on these fools. Imagine when you go up against someone your height and your size, you know? Because Jace was a little shorter, but he was still out there getting it with all you guys. You know, even Richie was kind of taller than Jace for a little
No,
bit.
for real.
Because Richie blew up that last time when you guys were running out in the street. Remember when you and Richie used to race when he was like 10, like right before you guys moved? He came over and we were playing in the road.
That shit was scrawny back then.
Yeah,
too.
he was like a freaking deer because he didn't know his body yet. He was so young, but he grew fast. But like Jace was stubby, but he was compact and he knew how to spin and stop and juke and spin and go. Like you'd run and stop and spin and fucking go hella quick. And then I could throw it over the head and you'd catch that shit. And I'm like, hell yeah. And then you were more like fucking trying to run up like a little cross routes and shit.
I'm about to go to Florida.
Why?
Me and my girl's anniversary and her birthday. Her grandparents live out there,
Fuck yeah. What part?
like right outside Tampa.
Okay. Hell yeah. When?
I leave this Saturday or Sunday
Oh shit, you're dipping, huh?
for a week.
You driving?
Flying,
Good.
first time.
I already flew before.
Planes are quick.
I flew before. I felt pressure the whole time. When I
You
flew.
remember my dad saying he'll never let us be on a plane?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. My mom was
I
telling me the
remember
other
that
day.
too. No, I remember.
Yeah,
him
when
saying
you guys
that.
were babies, you guys couldn't drive with anybody without your dad being the driver
Yeah,
for
for
so
real.
long.
He would. He was
He wouldn't even
paranoid
let
about
people
everything.
drive. He'd be all tired. He'd wake up. Where you guys going? I'll drive. I'll drive.
Nah, he was for real paranoid. He'd be like, "Don't talk to nobody." When you leave the house, he'd be like, "Don't open the door unless it's me. I don't care who it is." I'd be like, "Damn."
How it was.
He told me not to kick cans too because there'd be a bomb in it. Like, don't kick that can.
Yeah, there could be some weird shit. Yeah,
That's
people
crazy.
are weird. Little pipe bomb.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is mix it and it goes off.
She told me that when I was like 5. Don't kick cans out.
Don't run over boxes in the street because it could be like an animal in it.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. You
Like,
should tell me
like
like,
one time, this fool ran over a box. We thought it was a four yard sale. Where they put yard sale on the cardboard box and put it on the corner.
Mhm.
It blew into the street, and that's what we thought it was. But they ran it over, and I guess there was like a fucking cat in it. And I was like, fuck. And it like imprinted in my head when I was a little kid. I was like, oh, don't do that because it could be a cat.